Hey everyone! Wow, it's been a while. Welcome to Speakeasy. My name is Anna, and if you've been in this channel or with me on this channel for a bit, well, then you would know that this is all about voiceover. If you're a freelance voiceover, if you're just starting out in the voiceover industry, I'm here for you. I have been in the industry for over 15 years now, and I've managed to gather some tips and tricks up my sleeve, and I'm always willing to share it with you. Some I've tested out, some just experiences that I've had in the business, good and the bad one. And speaking of, I know that you can already see it on the title, a VO's worst nightmare. Oh my goodness, it's true. I don't think anything can be worse than losing your voice when you're a voiceover artist. And that is what I went through. And so I thought that I'd share it with you because it does have an impact on not just your career, but psychologically as well. Because, well, I was actually diagnosed with acute laryngitis, but it lasted so long. It lasted for about a month, and yeah, it's a story worth telling. So let's get to it right now. And I'm just hoping really that if you're going through it at the moment, I can share my story and maybe it can give you like a little hope that there is a light at the end of the tunnel after this. So let's just get into this story right now. So it was just an ordinary day for me that time, but I was going through a lot of work. So if you didn't know, if I haven't told you yet, I do have a day job, and I also have other side hustles. I also do some copy editing. I do events hosting, apart from being a voiceover, and yeah, I do have a day job. So it was probably because I was working a lot and I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I think my immune system went down, so, but to be honest, I wasn't really feeling anything. I wasn't feeling feverish, or I didn't feel like sluggish or anything, but I did feel a little tickle on my throat. But I was thinking, oh, okay, I'm just getting tired. When I get home, I'll make sure to rest a little bit and load up on vitamin C. And that was that. I didn't even think about it anymore. But then the next day, the very next day, it wasn't even gradual or anything. It was just like gone, like not a peep, not a squeak, not a sound at all. And I don't know if you've ever experienced something like that, but it can cause like sheer panic. Not even just because you're a voiceover artist, but just because you cannot make a sound no matter how hard you try. And maybe that was one of my worst mistake because I was really trying to make a sound, but I looked it up. I looked it up right away, and the first thing that they said is stop talking. Stop trying to create that sound. So, of course I googled it first, right? That's how we are. We ask our friend Google first. So I asked, it wasn't laryngitis that popped up first. It was something like maybe it's just a sore throat or whatever. But after a week and I was still wasn't able to make any sound, I was really starting to panic already because this is my bread and butter. Everything that I do, most of them has something to do with my voice. So voiceover, events hosting, maybe teaching, the only thing that doesn't have anything to do with my voice is my writing. So that's what I did for my job, for my day job, because it involves mostly me writing. I didn't have to actually go to the office. And that was well, it was a good excuse to go on sick leave because I really wasn't making any sound, but I was already panicking. So that was the time that I went to the doctor, and I was diagnosed with acute laryngitis. And plus the fact that my acid reflux was not helping at all. So if you have acid reflux, the acid that goes up your throat and up your larynx and your throat, that actually affects your voice. So you have to learn to manage that. Excuse me. So I was told to let go of coffee for a bit and cheese and all of those things. So I did all of that, okay, because I really, really, really wanted to get better. So that was the first week. And the doctor said, but within the week, probably you would get your voice back. And then come the second week mark, and I was still not getting any sound out of my voice box. So I was really panicking already. I kept thinking to myself, what if this is permanent? It's the worst. And what will I do if it was permanent? So I kind of got into a depressive state. I was kind of depressed. I was down. And plus the fact that I had to turn down a lot of voiceover jobs. I was getting a lot of inquiries on Fiverr, off of Fiverr, and I had to say that I couldn't do any jobs at the moment because of my condition. Now, of course, they wouldn't say like, "Oh, they were disappointed," but of course they were, because especially your return clients, because that would mean that they already have your voice and they just needed for you to add something, and maybe, yeah, I don't know which is worse. Um, Losing the repeat clients or not making any new voiceover clients at that time. But really, my entire career was like crumbling in front of my very eyes, just because I was thinking that I wasn't going to get better. Although my doctor was very, very optimistic that I was going to get better, because probably he's seen worse, right? But he did prescribe some antibiotics. Um, at that time. So I was under antibiotics for a bit. And he did prescribe complete silence, like nothing at all, not a peep. Like I can't even whisper, because I've learned a long time ago that that is worse than speaking. If you absolutely must speak, just speak in a quiet voice, but never whisper. It's never good for your voice. So there it was, I was praying. I was praying that my voice would return. And on the third week, I think it was the start of the third week, I woke up and I was making that very, very small sound. So of course I was still very sad, because I was still not fully recovered. But when I went to the doctor and I had said that I was starting to make a sound, his face lit up. So I took it as a good sign, like, okay, we're going somewhere here. But the mistake that I did really at that time on my third week was when I got that little bit of sound, I started talking. And really, I think me not taking that advice seriously, not to use your voice, made it so much longer for me to recover. So I was using my voice. I wasn't whispering, but I was using it. So that took me so much longer to finally recover my voice. It took me a month to recover my voice, but even then it wasn't fully recovered. There was vocal fry, that raspy sound at the end of every sentence. And even now I still have um, you know, um, that remaining vocal fry in my voice. And it took me so long to recover. But hey, obviously I've recovered because I'm here, but I would not wish that on my worst enemy, I think. So it kind of was a wake up call for me um to take care of my voice even more, because it is really my bread and butter. So my doctor says, vocal exercise every day, especially if this is what you do, would not hurt. It would actually help you a lot. So that's what he said. So actually, yeah, the whole point of this is, I wanted to give you some pointers if you are going through it as well. So the things that I learned from my bout with acute laryngitis is, can be summed up into 3 points. So let's talk about it right now. I've listed them down, okay? So because I didn't want to keep rambling on, because that's something that I learned from this whole ordeal, is not to talk in a prolonged manner all the time. So let me just get to it. Let me just make sure that I have you on here, and also invite you to um, follow me on Instagram. There it is. You can see it. And if you do know anyone who will benefit from viewing videos on this channel, please do share the channel with them. And also, if you haven't yet, I would love it so much if you can subscribe to the channel. And if you do find value in this video, please do give me a thumbs up, and that will help my channel grow. Okay, so anyway, I was going to give you some pointers. I'm just making sure that everything is working because I was just talking to you on the camera and I wasn't paying attention to everything that else that's happening here. But anyway, that's the whole point of live, right? And you want to make it like very conversational. And I thought you would appreciate like a no script, and just a casual convo between you and me. I thought you would appreciate that as opposed to the produced videos that I usually come up with these things. So anyway, my 3 tips for you if you are going through it right now, if you have acute laryngitis or if you lost your voice for whatever reason, of course, temporarily, unless you were diagnosed with something else. I can't help you with that. I only have ever gone through laryngitis. So take it or leave it. It's really up to you. Okay. So, my first advice to you, if you are going through it, is to really shut up. Don't use your voice, okay? So prioritize silence and hydration, okay? In when you're going through something like this, acute laryngitis. So when you feel even a hint of vocal strain or hoarseness, the absolute best thing that you can do for your vocal cord is to go silent. Complete voice rest is so critical for healing fast. And learn from my mistake. I didn't take it seriously. I kept using my voice somewhere in there, like whispering, and I knew it was bad too. But maybe I was just desperate to hear a sound. So please, please take it seriously. Complete silence. My doctor even advised me to bring pen and paper just to avoid using my voice. And, rest and pair it with extreme hydration. So water and herbal teas could be good for you, but please no coffee, especially if you have acid reflux. Humidifiers would be good also for you. And again, just please avoid whispering. That's really actually worse than gentle speaking. And also, you will have this desire or this yeah, that desire to clear your throat because you feel like something is stuck in there. So please avoid clearing your throat because that will just make it worse. Okay, so I think that will tie in with the don't panic. Maybe don't panic should be the first one. Don't panic because when I woke up that morning and I found that I could not make a sound, I was really panicking. Like I was straining to make a sound. And again, that's probably one of the things that I should not have done in the first place, and that's actually the worst thing that you can do. So don't panic. Do not panic. Um, what I would actually advise you to do is to educate yourself right away because that should calm you down. So, like what I did, I Googled it. So I kind of knew that it was some sort of throat issue, although I didn't know at first that it was acute laryngitis, but it would help you to calm down. And also visit your doctor right away. Be friends with your doctor. I don't think they mind at all that you keep asking your question. I was constantly asking my doctor, and I think he understood it because um, it was my it was what I do for a living. So he understood it. And when you are, when you keep asking your doctor, they're kind of like flight attendants when you're on a flight. You look at their face, and if they're still smiling and if they're still very optimistic, you kind of take your cue from them like, okay, if he's not panicking, dude, I shouldn't panic too. I'm okay. He knows what he's doing. So go ahead and consult your doctor, especially after a week and you still haven't made any improvement, or it's second week. Yeah, go ahead and go to your doctor and ask what can be done. So, for example, all of those advice that I gave you, and then I was on antibiotics as well, and I was on anti acid reflux, so that helped too. And then after I got better, I stopped eating stuff that would trigger my acid reflux as well. So those are the things that I did. Number three, I think what depressed me most was I kept turning down job offers for voiceovers, mostly voiceovers at that time. I didn't think I needed to turn down anything that was related to events hosting. So it was mostly voiceover. So, I mean, don't feel too bad about it, because really you didn't want it to happen. You did not want to get sick. And these are the things that your clients would understand. And maybe these jobs are just not meant for you. And you just have to be optimistic that those jobs will come back to you, pray about it. Pray that the projects that you lost while you were sick will come back, maybe tenfold, a hundredfold. So I know it's easier said than done. I know, because I was there, and it was hard to just kind of like forget all those projects that you lost. But I kept telling myself, what could I have done? I could not have done anything, even if I wanted to, even if I like strained myself, I could not make a sound. So I just I just put it to like something that I couldn't control. And I think that you should do that too. And maybe now you should just take care of your vocal cords better. So get enough sleep, manage your acid reflux if you have it, and try to do vocal cords like what my doctor said daily before you go on in front of the mic and do your voiceover work. Always warm up, and I've given you a video on how to warm up, so use those. So yeah, that was my story about acute laryngitis. If you have any questions about that, please do just let me know. Also, I've been looking through all of your questions on the comment sections from the other videos, and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. But I just really wanted to pop in and do a live with you guys and share with you the scariest thing that ever happened to me as a voiceover. And I'm just so glad that I'm through the tunnel now. And I learned some valuable lessons. And I just wanted to share that with you, especially if you're going through it, you're going to get through it. Okay. So just don't talk, uh, keep yourself hydrated, and yeah, as much as you can, just because you can't do any voiceover work, just preoccupy yourself with something else and keep talking to your doctor. But that's it. That's all I have for now. I will try to come back with some more videos that's related to voiceovers, some things that you can do, or, oh, I saw a question that was pretty interesting. It was from Instagram. It was, what other things can you do apart with your voice apart from voiceover acting? So maybe that's something that I can give you guys, or I can discuss with you guys in the next video. But for now, I do wish you all a happy weekend, if it's a weekend, wherever you are. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on going for those voiceover projects. Until then, I'll see you. Bye. Cheers.